a mic for questions.
It was a heck of a game. Obviously, I was frustrated with the outcome and the way certain segments went. And, it's just a couple things. We had our opportunities there in the second half to make the play, make the stop, make the shot, make the free throw, and we didn't. And, they did. That's an experienced team, well coached, tremendous point guard. That's a team that keeps battling. We knew that weren't going away, and was kind of disappointed in our second half energy. And they brought tons of energy, and we were up and down in the second half. At times we were good, but then for the most part we felt like we were on our heels. And two things, credit to them, and then we had to do better at it.
Start with Joey.
You mentioned the second half, outscored 50-32. Was that mostly energy? Was that an adjustment they made? Kind of what do you attribute that to?
They did the same thing they did, in a lot of games. In the second half, when they're down, they go Ziegler to high ball screen, and he's great in space, he's great in decision making, and we tried multiple things to be able to stop him, and we couldn't come up with it. We tried some zone, we tried some different things, and Lanier hit a big shot in the zone. Our zone, we were hoping it could hold us together, and he hit a big one. So if I had to say, you want to say one thing, was Ziegler and his control of the game and his pace. And then the second thing, like I said, we missed some opportunities, shots, execution, stops and rebounds, and then it hurt when both my bigs fouled out. Devin only played 17 minutes. He's probably our most valuable guy, and not having him in there, maybe he can get something for us.
Obviously, closer game than the Oklahoma loss, but similar, you come out strong in the first half and then fade away in the second half. What is it about playing in the second half in a road that is such a challenge for you guys?
Well, and I mean, the Oklahoma one I think was an anomaly. I don't think that's us. That was a one-time thing this year. But at the same time, these teams are going to come back. They're going to come make adjustments. They're going to come with fury, and we're there in a possession game against a really good team, and then at the same time, I think a lot of times it gets over exaggerated, the halftime score and things like that. We got to be winning by one at the end, and that's what we're not doing a couple of times. But then at the same time, I can say this: we have done it in games. We've done it in Kentucky, we've done it in Texas, we've done it in some games, but. I don't want to we got some things to fix, but at the same time, I want to make sure that, people understand how good Tennessee is. And in this building, the crowd was great, and they lifted them up.
Are we, you saw significantly more fouls called right at the start of the second half. Are you seeing more fouls called in the second half of college basketball this season? And is that an adjustment? Or was today just an anomaly?
It's going to take me a while to probably think about it. I'm not dodging your question. I can just say for anybody, you always want consistency, and just let it be the way it is from the first minute to the last minute. But I can't judge that in this game. There was a lot. We got in foul trouble early, and it hurt having my guys in foul trouble. But at the same time, these refs do a good job.
Mark, you played number one team in the country the other night. You played a top 5 team tonight. What's your message to your guys when you fall short in games like this? Are you encouraging, given the fact that you're so close to a team like this, or disappointing as any other game?
Well, and I've said this a couple of times this year. Like, you can play really well and lose in this league, and sometimes it's cut or dry. Like, we want to win, and at the same time, you're judged on wins, and we're trying to get every one of them. But a lot of our losses this year, we haven't played poorly. You look at any team, and there's segments and there's things you want back, and it's hard because the talent, the coaching, and everything else. But one thing I just told our guys in the locker room is, we got to keep going, because sometimes success is one more step or two more steps. It's right around the corner, and we're battling. We had good segments against Auburn, and we're battling today. A lot of times it's like, all right, we're not there, but you had the word yet. And we got to keep going, and we're a good basketball team. And You know, you got to be really, really good to beat a team like Tennessee in this building, and we're not there yet.
Coach, just right here in the first row, how would you evaluate Jalen Carrick today and lately? He's been playing so well, rebounding and scoring really effectively. Is that something we can continue to see? Will he continue to expand his role? What can we expect?
Yeah, I mean, I would expand him more if he get in foul trouble. I mean, we needed him on the court, and we've had, I think maybe early on he was inconsistent, but I think we're finding consistency in his game right now. And our guys are looking for him more. He's doing a great job rebounding. He's as physical as anybody. And in this league, you need some guys that look like football players and play like football players. Because if not, you're going to go against other teams when they have something going to bang you around. So he gives us some physicality and toughness, and we definitely need that.
With McCary and McLaughlin fouling out, is there any way to insulate yourselves against that? Or is it just a physical team being a physical team? And then with Carey's energy, how do you evaluate that? Do you want him to be as energetic and as physical as he was there, or do you kind of channel that in another way at times?
I mean, when somebody has positive emotion and energy, I want to keep that. And you need that, especially in an environment like this. We're lacking depth there. One of the guys I thought was going to be a contributor on this team hasn't played a minute. He's been out for the entire year, and he was another guy that gives us size and a good player. And we're undersized, but we're fighters. And Jalen Carey, he fights, he competes, and I'm not going to take that away from him. If I had another big, I would have loved to be able to have him. But we're good. We'll take the guys we got, and we'll go in, we'll compete.